10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
Necrophos.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here we go. Game number 2 coming at you. The Dire versus Team Leviathan. And the Dire, pretty statement game there in game number 1. Taking it, thus up 1-0. Trying to wrap up the series here and now. Well, they're going to have to go up against a Nature's Prophet in Jakiro. They pick a Necrophos for themselves. I am Breaky CPK, joined by Trouf. We got a Necrophos game here, Trouf. Coming at us.
Nice, always fun. There are a number of ways to deal with it. I don't know if they were planning on taking Necrophos, but they ban out the AA. It's also a great hero again. There's still tons of counters. There's Nyx, there's Pugna. I was totally going to say that too, but one of the best heroes against Nature's Prophet is that. It is a bit iffy with Ice Path in the mix, kind of disrupt your chain of initiation, but in general, Spear is not only just good on its own, very good against that.
Yeah, and Spirit Breaker, obviously good value to have. We mentioned last game it wasn't picked until the second tier of bans even, so this time, though, the Dire not going to let it be passed up here. We'll probably see it in the hands of Misery, I'm sure, playing it for them. So Team Leviathan, though, again, they valued the Jakiro a little bit more, as well as the Nature's Prophet. It does seem like that screams a little more objective-based, of course, if you're going to go those two especially. And I know Monkey is also a fan of playing Nature's Prophet, as a lot of offlaners are, to be honest, so not that surprising there. But something we have seen a couple of these teams do recently as well is potentially play the Nature's Prophet in a safe lane as well, in that one position role, actually. Do you think that could be a possibility here, or are you thinking it's more the off lane?
Yeah, it's always a possibility if the draft lends it to be, or if that's your overarching. We want more farmer on Nature's Prophet. We want to prioritize him a little presence, supplement with the other. It depends on what you. And that definitely could be an option here. If you're offlaning against the Spirit, any kind of core that has some kind of initiation spell, whether it's a Sen, PL is very long, that can start on you before this way, very hard to land at all. I mean, and Nature's Prophet doesn't want to do that. He wants to out. He wants to harass the support. A hard time. It's hard to do that when you have to always fear. Maybe that is an option. I don't know if I've ever seen BSJ play Nature's Prophet. I'm sure he's up.
Yeah. We'll see if that comes about right here. Again, this an elimination match. You've made it this far in a tournament, especially nothing against a team like Team Leviathan, but they're not at the beginning of the season here, especially definitely not a team that's projected to be winning these qualifiers just yet. At least still time to develop, but they're here, what's the losers bracket finals, making a deep run, already defeating a team like EG, of course, and even VGJ Storm, respectable in itself, but running into a tough team here in Team Dire, and they got to be feeling at least a bit of pressure, but we'll see how they continue on with the draft now, as their third pick will be a Bloodseeker to lend to their cause here. So the core Bloodseeker coming out could be mid, could be safe lane. Still doesn't give away too much yet.
Almost certainly mid. I think Sammy Boy exclusively Leviathan.
All right.
Always plays.
10 seconds remaining.
Not for sure, but it's just every game I've seen them draft Bloodseeker. Now that could be a bit iffy as well. Straight up 1v1 against Necro, it's fine. When you blood rage yourself, if you happen to miss some CS and a Spirit Breaker comes charging in and gets a lucky bash or two, you are dead. So you do have to be very, very fearful. Again, straight up 1v1, he'll be fine. He can always auto attack and get the last hits with his blood rage over Necro. No problem with that. Start throwing in a Spirit Breaker in the mix and get a lucky, you know, maybe Haste Rune or double damage or something. Really throw it off, so.
Oof, there you go, Dazzle. This is a hero that I know PPD especially likes to play. And I also noticed the third ban from Leviathan being that Witch Doctor. I was also eyeing that right there. Another hero that, again, PPD likes to play in that support role. So taking away that option. But Dazzle picked up instead, then into a pretty quick Doom response here from Team Leviathan. Again, if you had to guess, probably more of that 4th position Doom coming out. But that was a immediate response. But I have heard this idea that Doom is supposed to be also a decent counter to Necrophos with the ultimate alone, right? Where you put it on him in fights, and it negates his possibilities. So that's what they're thinking here, I'm sure.
Name a hero in the game. Counter to it. Any hero. You can name any hero in the game. Doom.
Okay.
Radiant team.
What hero you want? Every single. Just this like problem that you have to do. Doom. Problem is just getting the initiation and also want to mana pool. Wants to cast it Infernal. Maybe cast his.
Mm-hmm.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Now this actually could line up where they run on one position. Having the Doom is provide more fun, faster items get in. I could actually see this. I haven't seen.
Okay.
Options are open.
Well, Bat Rider on the other side for Team Dire here, who's actually on the Dire side of this game, by the way. So that's
nice.
A little bit feels better here. As I was noticing in the picks, they chose first pick, actually, which then led to Leviathan choosing the Radiant side right there. So,
how weird of a Dire. Am I the only one?
No,
come from?
I wouldn't be surprised if it had to do with trolling the viewers and the casters, right? Like that's probably part of it. It's something.
Ow.
Yeah, I know they got us, right? Yeah. But I honestly, I'm hoping at least, especially that it's not going to last for long, simply because they're going to be picked up by an organization, right? Like that has to happen with a team like this. Let's hope so. I don't think this is going to be a player-owned organization here, Team Dire, but we'll see if and when that comes. They banned Phantom Lancer, by the way, at the final ban, and they pick Lifestealer pretty quickly after, so they're going to put Leviathan now on the clock.
Phantom Lancer is a good ban. It's also a good hero. Any hero that naturally goes bottom is Phantom Lancer.
Remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Have decent.
Faceless Void.
Yeah, it will be a position.
Yeah. Faceless Void in the hands of BSJ here in that one position. So they got the first thing I'm looking at is lockdown potential, and I mean it's better. It's definitely better than the previous game, that's for sure, as far as what they bring to the table. Obviously Doom can have a plethora depending on what he has, and you know, Faceless Void of course with the Bash and the Chronos, and then Jakiro with the ice there. So it's better. Is it enough though? And is this going to be a game that what about you? I mean, are you feeling more confident with their draft this time around, perhaps? With
Depends
Leviathan?
on how they lane it and where they. If Doom roams around, help out they have a little bit of dilemma. It's like Nature's Prophet against Dazzle,
5 seconds
potential
remaining.
Dazzle Spear. That's any because he has. That's a really hard down there to help him out. Bat. It's actually really. Bat's very. I don't think they actually that. Back. It's not out, by the way. It's actually a really nice charter matchup against. Draft could work. Have to protect. Make sure there's void. Yeah, Furon's. Very.
Yeah, he proved last game if you give him any kind of room, and on that Beastmaster, he happened to find that kill in the solo silencer that was last game, and he just really took off from there. So on a hero this time around, definitely with potential to kind of snowball as well, really get that earlier blink, if anything, the drums, and be very active in the game. We see a little bit of running into each other from the beginning right here between Misery and Master Kenshiro. Just going to say hello, put in a couple of attacks, but probably nothing will come of it. Both teams going for the mid ward here, we see, off the bat as well. So definitely expecting some heavy roam play. Of course, you got a Spirit Breaker on one side. That most certainly is going to be happening. Man, we have some clashing going on. They're going back and forth here, but again, no deaths. Something else that I feel like is necessary to point out, at least for Team Leviathan's draft here, is whenever I see a Faceless Void, I always look for the other core on their team, or cores even. In this case, you know, I'm always a little bit hesitant to be like, oh, right, yes, it's great, when they do have another melee core, right? In this case, the Bloodseeker. Now, I know that the Blood Right synergy is there, but preventing him from being able to do damage to heroes while they're trapped in the Chronosphere always feels a little odd to me.
Yeah, I feel you. You'd expect it to be like...
Exactly, yeah.
But the Blood Right still works.
The battle begins.
Watching Zai kind of play backs onto him. On top of him. I'm very curious to see how they do in this. Pressure Zai. Maybe go creeper. That right, or like he's already taken a little bit of Firefly.
Yeah.
Have to do it early.
What's that lucky creep you're talking about? Something like a well, a
Wolf
troll.
Is always great.
Okay.
Chance gives.
Very well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Could also just add a couple.
And then it kind of backs off a little bit. Again, they both have vision on the other side here in the middle lane. So they definitely aware of what's going on.
This is the creep. No mana cost stun.
Ah. Got the Mud Golem. Gonna head back towards mid. And the great thing about this, too, of course, if he happens to die, the idea that he gets that split up and even more stun. So we see the little Doomlings coming out. Always entertaining, something you can't forget about if he happens to die in a fight. So yeah, he's going to pick up the Mud Golem, heads right back to the middle lane, and we got a good old 2 versus 2 now in our middle lane matchup. Does this favor either side, do you think? I mean, there's the Orb of Venom on the side of Misery here, so that's got to help.
Well, I think if anything, it favors Radiant just because John knows that play accordingly, right?
Yeah.
That he does get open wounds. A big heal bomb from PPD. One more auto attack and Monkeys dies. So,
wow.
I'm eating my words. He doesn't even. They don't even need that Spirit Breaker. But he wasn't expecting Pycat. As soon as he hits it, he gets.
Yeah. Maybe that was the game plan, right? Where Team Darius they knew that they were thinking that, so playing a little more confident, and then they catch them off guard there, perhaps. Now, maybe next level there, but
that's super next level.
Yeah. Oh.
Wait, CC and Season doesn't have his man. Sammy Boy's
tunnel vision. He wants it. He's not gonna get it. He's dead. Yep.
Disaster.
That's a play where you make it, and we could either be sitting here like being like, what a player, or we could also be saying what we just kind of did right there of like, yeah, that was bad.
Even if he gets the kill, I'd be like, I can't believe he won.
Okay. Either way, then. Pretty poor decision then, it sounds like, to dive like that. Oh, and New Shaman will actually die over here as he got charged down. Yeah, I guess he was a little bit lower, and Misery ends up finding the charge kill onto him as well. So already a 3-0 start here for Team Dire. Game number 2.
Chalk it up to Leviathan is not a laning stage team. I think even the games they won lost. Regardless, they have a rocky.
Yeah.
I'd rather a team have a rocky start back together. That own talented play.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we use. Opposite from.
Yeah, between yesterday and today against obviously 2 very good opponents now, and all right, finding themselves in that hole though early on in game number 2. Pycat top lane. It seems like Doom, he's decided he'll be more use up here. Currently has an ice armor as well to apply and help out a little bit if need be. Yeah, that's
like
another good
level,
one.
What? Ice armor from Lich?
8 armor, yeah. I'm watching the bottom lane down here, meanwhile. Batrider, it looked like they were trying to dive for the kill on Jakiro. Charge coming in even initially, but they go a little bit too far. Faceless Void is there to respond, and not sure if he got a bash proc thrown in there. I'm sure that would have helped, and they end up turning on a Zai. So we mentioned locking out Zai. Well, that's one way to do it, and take advantage of him diving on you, I guess.
I had to check. It's actually a level odd numbers.
3, 5, 7, 9.
Yeah. See the level ice armor.
That's really strong in this early on, especially, yeah.
I don't remember the slow attack slowest.
Mm-hmm. Middle
Charge
lane.
coming out onto Bloodseeker. This is what I was talking about. He cast that Blood Rage on himself. Extra damage being applied. Auto attack's doing a lot. And a bash on top of it. Oh my god, one more auto attack. That lucky bash gets the kill. Had he not got that bash, he would not be dead right now. Newsham not able to follow up kill. Man, those bashes.
Yep, that's Misery. Again, the good Spirit Breaker players, they'll get those. Monkeys forever, top lane. He has teleport, but obviously there's no way that's going to help him here. He gets bashed in a kind of an awkward spot. He's going to tree himself out.
Bash.
Oh, not good enough, apparently.
Zai gets a solo kill. He does fall himself. Totally worth it.
Oh,
Killing
wow,
the void.
yeah.
Gets 140. Twice or once.
Mm-hmm.
And they 5th pick. That goes back to the very.
Mm-hmm. Middle lane, you almost saw another death right there. Both Bloodseeker and Doom actually getting a little. Bloodseeker especially almost killed off, but not enough damage. Necrophos, though, now he's level 6, so now you really have to play safe here if you're Leviathan, because, of course, that Reaper Scythe. Bloodseeker is still level 4, not even level 5 yet, so he's really falling behind. And it's going to just continue to be more and more difficult, it feels like. He's going to hit level 5 here shortly, but again, he has to play this very safe, like we said. He gets just a little bit below half-life, and he's definitely susceptible to dying here in this middle lane now. So, what do you do? I mean, you send him to the jungle, as it looks like he might be thinking about now, but clearly this middle lane is a very, very tough spot for him now.
Yeah, he can definitely go jungle. Maybe like that's gonna be a. Not even sure if that. Brave.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Mm-hmm.
Have to farm. Yeah, that is kind of a problem when you're looking. How did they kill this 5-man? Get a Doom.
Yeah. Proving to be a tough kill as he tends to be. Top lane, by the way, teleport out. That was a TP scroll. He was waiting for the charge from Misery. It eventually happened. He went for the TP out, and Misery got 2 auto attacks in with no bash proc, so never lucky for him, unfortunately. So, but no, that's obviously feels good for Monkeys at least to escape and survive. But again, this laning phase just continuing to snowball in favor of Team Dire as they're already up just over 2,000 net worth and only being 7 minutes into the game, that actually is a pretty significant lead. The one thing that is going pretty well is, of course, the safe lane free farming Faceless Void, but even that, you kind of compare him to the other cores on the other side, and he is actually even a little bit behind them as far as what he's looking at. So, Faceless Void, well, what's going to be that high-impact item right away? Is it just your Mask of Madness, you think?
Creds, Mask. Maybe a Shadow Blade. Yeah, I am just looking at Ekron thinking it has to be with the... Yeah, and it's not like... Walk towards he gets the rupture. Dazzle. It's an extra heal out.
Oh, they're committing for this. The Chronosphere even coming out. So little damage. Follow-up, though. Can he get another heal off? No, he cannot. They finally take him out, so it does work out. Shallow Grave. PPD throws it on himself. Doom gets picked up as well. Now PPD may end up falling in the midst of it. He indeed will. Zai runs it very late. He needs to be careful not to get turned himself, though. Time walk away from BSJ. And Zai will just keep on chasing, putting the burnt down. Sticky napalm's being applied. Not going to be enough damage to take out the Nature's Prophet, though. So that went pretty well for the Radiant team. They did lose Bloodseeker in the end, but a 2-for-1 exchange at least. Killing the Necrophos there. So yeah, Rupture's definitely one way to do it, using that and getting the rotations. You mentioned Doom even apart. Didn't have his ultimate, but wasn't necessary.
I think that was, what, a 5-man gank onto him? They need it. They need to throw everything in the... Luckily enough for him, they exactly were down. Nice play from... That will be... On any kind of farm...
Wants to run at people and hit them with this kind of build, and again, definitely assisting right there. But we also saw the idea of that Chronosphere again. It also happened ahead, of course, not only Doom, but even the Bloodseeker. So Necrophos almost lived after that happened. He did get silenced up after, though, and eventually we're able to take him out just enough damage. But that's going to be something that Leviathan has to play around themselves even when it comes to initiating with the Faceless Void here. But he is going to be farming a Helm of the Dominator, it looks like. Is going to be the option for Faceless Void. So he's not going your Mask of Madness build, the one that we do see a lot.
I kind of dig it. If I run your creep, I could be wrong on that. If you can't, it's kind of nice having like an attack speed. Stomp after the Chrome. I used to really love this build back. Mask of Death component with.
Okay.
Anyway, Doom coming out onto the Nakes. You get the Sprout. No Dazzle here just yet. He's trying to walk over. Dead.
Centaur Stomp, stopping him in place. Chronosphere in the backlands. They are going to get the kill on a Lifesteal. Necrophos, though, runs in pretty late, but now he's dropping a half-life. You'll have to be a little bit careful right here. Does have heals, so I'm sure to be fine. He does get stunned up by a Bash proc, but they take out with the Reaper Scythe onto the Bloodseeker right there. And PPD trying to stay alive himself, throws up the Shallow Grave against the Faceless Void to do so. Doom's picked off, though, as is Nature's Prophet, and all of a sudden it is just Faceless Void left alone. He'll dance away. Of course, BSJ right there, but a 3-for-1 fight, so they kill the Lifestealer to start it off. Now, meanwhile, Jakiro's trying to split push. He's going to be lasted up, though, in the middle lane, and he probably is going to be picked off right here. Doesn't even have an Ice Patch, just throws out the Dual Breath, maybe trying to get a little bit of farm at the end before he does eventually get picked off, too. So when you look at that, really a 4-for-1 fight in their favor, and you kill a Lifestealer who, frankly, he already has his armlet, so maybe not the biggest deal in the world if you're Team Dire there.
Yeah, and what's... Right, and all that happens, and like, Fat Rider has a 10-minute. That offlane that we should have shut down, but 10-minute. Very, very scary mentally go game.
Oh yeah.
Charge up in the top lane. That tower does fall. Cancel the charge. He had Doom behind. Tower gold. Bottom that tower as well. Tower is quite low.
There's that blink, though. No lasso this time, but even blinking in with that Fireflight active, so much burn damage, and that's another Reaper Scythe kill. Doom's dead for another 30 seconds here as a result of that. And Necrophos is definitely turned on quite a bit now as he started moving with the team, and it's just going to be more Ruptures put up on a Bat Rider, so make it a little awkward for him. He's going to fly over the ledge into the Ancients. Has a charge coming out from Misery. The Blood Right will hit, though. Bat Rider's still alive for the time being, but BSJ will change that as he time walks in to take him out. Now Misery with that Liquid Fire on him, going to be sprouted up as well. He does not have charge coming up here, so they also are going to be able to take him out. He thought about throwing out the Nether Strike, but not going to happen. So a couple of kills in response for Leviathan there. Again, the case of at least they're getting something. I feel like we're seeing a bit here in this game.
That was definitely a good now has its home with it. And it's not so worried game where it's like Necros have a dazzle to keep him. You still bad. We can still.
Yeah. Yep.
Having kind of a rough game again. 0-5. Get really any kind of farm.
Been a rough day for him overall. First game wasn't the best on the Air Spirit. Now this time around, look at this. Mystery yelling out dive, dive in the chat right there. But no, they're not going to go for it. Something tells me he was being told to back off right there. This is fine. As a Spirit Breaker, you can get out of hand sometimes. You feel ridiculous, but not going to go in there. And I kind of agree with that decision. Bottom lane, look at this build on Pycat, by the way. He has the Radiance queued up after the Armlet on the Lifestealer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen this sometimes. I love Radiance Lifestealer first. I just think Radiance is an overall item. Farm it quick.
Yeah.
But it couples nicely with a that you can jump inside the Bat Rider, give off out. Pings up in the top lane.
They got scanned.
In fact, they did get scanned. I was going to mention something. BSJ, his first Dominator creep, Fire melee creep, exactly the target that you want. So, trying to use it as fast as possible, but if that's your choice for that 2,000 item,
probably not worth the investment right there. It's going to be back off cooldown here, so we'll see what he picks up. Obviously, there's a plethora. And again, I was reading the Chronosphere. According to what I'm reading here, it does feel like you should be able to. Oh, if he used right there to stop PPD, could have been something, but he does not in time, didn't see him, and does escape. So yeah, from what I'm reading there, it seems like it should work with the Helm and the Dominator minion. So a little bit of added damage as well then. Whoever you trap inside. Top lane, though, that's an Infest Bomb with the Blink Dagger on Bat Rider. An easy kill on a Monkeys Forever as a result of it. This is going to be something that... Lifestealer definitely has a couple of vehicles here. Not only that, but of course even Misery on the Spirit Breaker if he wants to go for a ride. But Bat Rider's a great one. And they find the easy kill.
Bought out Nusham. Yeah, and there's the... down.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Definitely want to. When you're up, you never want to take any. All your towers, you don't want any chance.
Bottom tower has been
May seem kind of redundant down here to defend.
Rod of Atos being delivered to Necrophos, by the way. I was kind of wondering, he looked a little weak right here with his inventory. You know, 1,100 gold saved up, but being the top farm in the game, expected something else. Sure enough, it is on the courier. And that Rod of Atos coming out, so he gets a little bit tankier, on top of having that root tool now, especially against something like this Bloodseeker here, or even the Faceless Void. That's going to be a great crowd control item to have for the squad. So, another way to catch people, set up Reaper Scythe kills, which he hasn't had one in a little bit here, so he's going to be hunting for one.
Get bait here. Trying to gank this right now. There's the Doom. Maybe need the Chrono as well. Dazzle coming down here to try to stop him, but...
Misery charges in, trying to thwart it off, but yeah, with the Doom up, there's no way he's living through that. And now Misery actually is going to be in trouble. An ambitious move on his part. Unfortunately, might get him killed in the long run, too. So it's going to be a 2-for-0, and killing Necrophos. That's 440 gold for BSJ right there on the Faceless Void. That's a huge swing, actually.
I'm not really sure what they were thinking, trying to kill that. They got a Rupture also on the Zai. Can't really blink away, and if he does... off Maybe now he'll be fine. He's trying to get the TP out, and he will be fine. So Zai out of there. But I'm not quite sure what mode of thinking. Great Trez, he'd have 1600 ice armor, and spear break, and necro. Have anybody in?
Maybe that's your we're feeling really good this game moment, and feeling a little too good. If you're not necessarily that far ahead, they feel like a little further perhaps, but Lifestealer, it's going to really help put them further ahead, as again that Radiance is actually getting very close to being finished now, 3,400 gold saved up. So like you talked about, I mean, not only is it so good for an offensive tool, but the defensive mindset of it with the burn effect is very powerful against heroes like Bloodseeker and especially the Faceless Void in these fights. So it's going to be a great item for him to pick up. Bat Rider, I'm sure, has something else. Force Staff coming along. He chose not to go the drums, by the way. That's an item we do see on a lot of Bat Riders, even before the Blink Dagger sometimes.
Yeah.
Not getting that, though.
I say if you can get 10 minutes, go.
True.
I'm old. Catches people. Get that one.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I really, but
Dire are scanning.
But anyway, Sammy Boy, he's also close. Rough laning.
Yeah, that's kind of all he has, though. You have the armlet, at least on Lifestealer before, but yeah, Sacred Relic into a Radiance on him, also going to be great, and it's going to get it just a little after the Lifestealer at this rate. But getting it for themselves, as you're pointing out, it's just kind of a great item to have if you can farm it earlier on. So both teams going to have one. BSJ gets away with a time walk right there.
Bottom lane, Zai kind of not so great blink and harm's way. There's a TP coming in aggressively from Monkeys Forever. He already applied the Orchid, but he gets him, stops in his tracks. No Firefly. A couple bashes from BSJ. Monkeys Forever gets the last hit. So Zai, an unfortunate misstep. Doesn't quite calculate the blink and not able to get the lasso onto.
Yeah. Okay, great turn kill for Leviathan.
The Stormcrafter in mid by BSJ is spamming it out, but these are some interesting choices of Helm of the Dominator creeps. Not getting so lucky with this last hitting. BSJ getting the most out of all the farm he can get. Not getting
yeah. And go back in for a zap. Well, it sets us up for Doom, I guess. That is a very curious choice. All right, well, we're looking at that. We do miss a kill on the top lane. As actually CCNC gets a Reaper Scythe kill on Nature's Prophet. And this is Bloodseeker as well up here. That is going to have to run away. And actually, he used his Rupture, so got so distracted by that creep in the middle lane. But something tells me that was their attempt to kill Necrophos, and as we've seen so many times before, he's the one that turned on them, actually.
Oh, Bat Rider. He's TPing in on Jakiro. He knows he's scouting him out with a charge. Should be dead. They have another charge lasso if they really want to keep.
Yeah, just burn him down. So there we catch that one, and a couple of kills for Team Dire right there. But man, CCNC, I'll say this, he has definitely farmed himself, 10,000 plus net worth now. The Lincoln Sphere is already coming along in this game at this point. So Rupture is going to be a little more difficult, but as well as Doom itself, also difficult.
They do have ways to cancel that. They can cancel with Blood Rage if Doom wants to get a Diffusal. And if he wants to get the Mud Golem creep. Problem is the run at them trying to cancel it. That Shadow Blade arm has just been so slow. He does have the extra Devour Gold talent, 80 plus damage. Sorry, 80 plus.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they smoked right under a ward.
Yep.
They should have seen that. I don't see any pings coming out. Die with an Invis rune. He does actually scout it out. I see Radiance burn onto the Ancient Granite Golem here for Nate, because he does have that running through. This would be a good team fight for the Dire.
And they lasso in Faceless Void. The Reaper's Scythe was very early. They didn't have nearly enough damage. He actually time walked off that damage. Doom applied to Necrophos now, so perhaps a turn chance for Leviathan with the Macropire down. Here comes that big golem though of Lifestealer. Like you're talking about, he's sitting inside of it actually, just putting an auto attack. Gets one kill on a Doom right there, and now running down Monkeys Forever with that burn. CCNC, he manages to live once again because he's Necrophos. Heals on up, stays alive, and he's still running into Jakiro trying to finish him off. More heals coming out from the Dazzle, and it's a full cleanup for Team Dire indeed. You were right. It looked a little sketchy there in favor of Team Leviathan, but all of a sudden that golem came in, the burn was being applied to everyone, and they completely turned that. And as usual, Necrophos, he manages to stay alive just barely.
Well, the burn and the boost of HP that the golem provides as well. It's just like a perfect mode of entry there for Pycat. Like they were already all fighting, but they were being kept somewhat healthy from Dazzle heal, whatnot, and then he comes in, applies the burn, and the BSJ unable to get the Chrono off as well, so very unfortunate, but a big team fight here for the Dire, followed up with an E. They do have Chrono if they want to maybe do something fast with that in the Dell.
Yeah, and Faceless Void is just walking towards the top lane, so clearly they're not going to be going to stop that. And Dire's even going to scan out a couple of people in the area as they're running over. Something else to point out, of course, Bloodseeker did not have his Radiance finished. He has a Sacred Relic, but still needs that Pattern Gold. So it ends up being a pretty easy Roshan kill after the cleanup. And now you have the Aegis picked up by CCNC playing the Necrophos here. So you already thought he was a difficult kill. Now if you somehow manage, he's just going to come right back up. And the Team Dire has to feel pretty good about maybe pushing in to even Tier 3 in the near future. But to be honest, they still have Tier 2s to actually get through as well. So when it comes to killing objectives, they haven't necessarily been doing a lot of that. But they're up 21 to 10 hero kills and have nearly a 9,000 net worth lead right now in this game. So they're feeling just fine with where they're at here. What about the choice on Nature's Prophet? Going the Orchid, and now he's going to build into a Linken's himself. Does Nature's maybe need to be, you know, split pushing more, would you say? Or does that need to become a factor more in this game?
For the twins.
Handing it out is...
Okay.
Double down root and after them.
Can't go for that male.
Well, let me ask you this. Does he go Treants or 20 Intelligence at level 15? Okay.
I think that...
20 Intelligence is a lot, man. But yeah, the 4 Treants extra.
Extra damage you get from...
Dire's courier has been killed. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I love seeing this from Pycat. Honestly, I do feel like this has been an underused tool of this hero for a while now, as they're fine Nature's Prophet, by the way. That's a Reaper Scythe kill over here in the middle lane. So it goes back to, yeah, he just can't really split push effectively. The Spirit Breaker every single time seems like anywhere he's trying to push up a little bit or find some room, he's going to be found there by Spirit Breaker first, as now Bloodseeker is going to get caught here by a lasso initiation. Here comes that charge from Spirit Breaker, and here comes PPD as well to help finish off the job with the heal bomb on top of that. But yeah, as I was saying too, Pycat inside of that ancient black dragon. I mean, he's inside of these ancient creeps. Something we don't see a lot from Lifestealers nowadays, I feel like, but it's doing a lot of work here, especially with that Radiance Burn running at them.
Well, I'm gonna go with...
Oh, Jesus.
Dead. They don't want to buy back with only 2.
Radiant structures are
Pain.
Yeah, I mean,
this is basically like 2 lives for Pycat.
it is.
And he has that awesome...
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom
Tower's
tower
dead.
has fallen.
I shall repay in kind.
They did lose their courier, but nothing was on it. Since it's coming up in just over a minute here, having a little bit ago. But yeah, easy tier 3. As you mentioned, the shrines are now vulnerable. But Necrophos, he's gonna recoup and add to his collection of items here, I'm sure. Lincoln Sphere again, of course, finished. Another 1,600 gold on top of that. So we'll see what he looks to go for this game. I mean, is there something that maybe stands out to you? Is this like a Shiva's game or more aggressive route even, and dare I say Dagon or something like that? Or Necrophos, yeah.
And the Basil sitting. Yeah, sure. He can.
Mm-hmm. What about Faceless Void? Going the full Manta now, I mean, which again is great, of course, but not going the Diffusal route. And it's an item that just naturally works in this hero. We do see it a fair amount. You're going up against a Necrophos especially. Is that an oversight, you think, by him? It's, by the way...
Gem on Nushin as he spots out Misery.
Yeah. There's that example. He can't purge off the Ghost Route, but they're still running after him. But Dazzle's nearby. He has a Shallow Grave. The Rupture takes off the Lincoln Sphere, actually, so that's not going to be used. Now, Chrono Sphere hits him a couple, but he traps his own teammates, remember. Spear Break. Aegis just wore off, you're right, but the Shallow Grave comes out at the last second. Necrophos still alive for the time being. Has a Ghost Route Heal Bomb. If necessary, but he can't get it off with the Ice Path hitting him. And Sammy, no, will survive for now. CCNC that is. The Reaper decides to take out Sammy Boy. Double kill coming out. Even with the Aegis just despawning, it could have been poor for the Team Dire right there. It is not, though. The heals are real from PPD and the support around. And CCNC, I am just in shock he lived that whole time, despite being so low and crowd controlled, it felt like forever.
Yeah, he got forced to die out of the Blood Bite. Cast the ult.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Pops that extra region. If he had any chance right there.
Yeah.
I do have to.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Yeah. A Perch creep from Doom is also an option, but still, he has to find that creep, you know, and with the game that he's had, that too, yeah. It's been not the most fortunate for him. So they're going to be able to resurrect in time and prevent base push right here as far as the top lane goes, but you look at the levels as well as this game. Not only an 18,000 net worth lead, but we're looking at over a 20,000 experience lead. I mean, the levels, especially on the cores compared, are just being dominated by Team Dire right now, and it just feels like it's going to continue to be a tough ask here for Leviathan as far as coming back in this game. Obviously, this is an elimination game for them, down 1-0 already, but so not expecting them to give up by any means. But yeah, Team Dire is in a very cozy spot here, and Necrophos, again, as you mentioned, the world is his oyster. He can get so many different items, 3,300 gold saved up. That's going to be coming. SNY finished on Lifestealer even, and he also has 2,800 more gold on top of that, so this continues to get better. And they find Jakiro. That's an easy kill. Maybe. Oh, and he's going to... Zooming in. Bloodseeker top lane, he's dead too. Blood Rate, oh, they get the turn kill at least on the side. That's a gem drop, actually.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
The seeds of fortune.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah.
shrine has fallen.
That's good for them, I guess, and, you know, being able to get a little bit more control of the map once again. But, okay, Faceless Void does have the Diffusal now queued up. I was going to say, because he had a Lincoln Sphere queued up before this even, and that's why I was also bringing that up. It just feels like they really need it. So now he does have it queued up. And I'm going to make a point to get it here in this game. But Lincoln's finished on Nature's Prophet as well. Lincoln's proven to be a popular item in this game on both sides, actually.
Now, especially.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Pycat finds another angel.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah.
fact, they leave it.
Oh,
Make that respawn.
Dire's top tower.
ouch. 85 seconds. As far as when that started. So he's going to be out of the fight for a while. Roshan's back up in about 35 seconds here. So we'll see if Team Dire is going to be patient enough to wait around for that. But the Ancient Granite Golem continues to run around and look for another opportunity. Perhaps that bottom lane that charges in from Spirit Breaker. Nope, turning it now. As that was Jakiro that ported out, actually. So, oh, he's on top of a Sentry Ward, by the way. So he had that Shadow Blade active. Now he does find Nusham, though. Goes in for the Nether Strike, bashes him shortly after. And here comes the assistance. He actually dropped the gem as well. And it's just going to be picked up, of course. Back now for Team Dire. Has it here, so it's continues to be struggle. It is. It definitely is, but Team Dire, again, they've had a great run in several events, already qualifying for one minor. That is the BTS minor, of course. And looking to get that Grand Finals matchup now. Rematch even against Complexity. The reason why they're here is they lost to Complexity yesterday, 2-0 in a best-of-3 series. So, of course, you got always the PPD versus Melons matchup that everyone loves to see. But also two good teams going at it. Going to potentially be a spot on the line here for those two teams if they can hold on, of course. And it's looking like that at this rate. Double damage lifestealer. That'll help with this Roshan kill. Yeah, if you're Leviathan, maybe just go all in, try something here to defend this Roshan, but
5 heroes.
Yes. He's slowly running away right now. He tried to rupture something. I don't know if he got that on anyone or if that was a Lincoln spot, but Chronosphere comes in the background. He's locking out Dazzle, but he can't even remotely kill him. Dazzle's just tanking through this damage, man. He has a Shallow Gate after the CCNC. Meanwhile, locking down with the Reaper Scythe gets the kill on a Faceless Void. He has a buyback, but they're just going to call it. GG, well played. The Dire going to get that rematch against Complexity in the matchup later on today with a spot to the Star Ladder Minor on the line here.
I'm not quite sure if it... Not just the bands that he... Obviously...